Welcome to Passage Theater's second online elementary learning lab. We are so excited to have you here. My name is Rich, and this is my friend Brescian.
Thank you, Rich, and thank you all for being here. We're coming to you all over Zoom to talk about a very important subject, community.
Yes, in our last session, we learned that community is a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. You can have a community within your neighborhood, school, or even on your baseball team. And then Karen helped us make these cool puppets to represent different members of our community.
Today, we're going to talk about how the members of our community work to help us.
For example, your librarian might ask, "How are ya? Yeah, do you have that book that you borrowed last week? It's overdue."
Exactly. Or your local postman might say, "Can you get an adult to help you sign for this package?" and hand you your package once he has a signature.
But let's try to think of some other ways that people can help us from our community. A waitress. Is there something you would like to drink?
Can I get you some ketchup for your fries?
Would you like some extra napkins?
Let me refill your glass of milk.
A teacher. Is there anything you're having trouble with understanding?
How do you think you might solve that problem?
What fun ideas do you have?
Can I help you spell that word?
A doctor. What seems to be the trouble today?
Where does your tummy hurt?
Let's jump on that scale and check your weight.
You're being very brave today.
An artist. What color do you think the sky should be in your picture?
What paint would you use to show happiness?
Would you like to use paint, crowns, or markers?
Let's see if we can draw what you are feeling today.
Fireman. If you're on fire, don't forget to stop, drop, and roll.
Don't worry, ma'am. We'll save your cat.
Step away from the building, please. That was fun. I love pretending to be all those people.
Yeah, me too. Now, who could that be?
Why, it's our friend Karen.
Hi, friends. What are you two up to today?
Well, we were just pretending to be different members of our community and coming up with the things that we might say when helping others.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Maybe I can help.
How so?
Well, it just so happens that I spent my morning making some hats, and I wanted to show them to you.
Oh, wow!
Those are wonderful.
We can make some hats that will help with your role playing. What are some of the people you were pretending to be?
Well, one of the people we were pretending to be was a fire person.
We thought they would say things like, "Don't worry, ma'am. We'll get your cat out of that fiery building in no time."
They sure would. Hey, do you two want to make a fire hat like mine?
Yeah!
We can, but first we're going to have to gather some art materials from around the house. To make a hat, you're going to need to find some paper plates, and if you can't find paper plates, you could use a couple of cereal boxes that are empty or some type of heavy paper or thin cardboard. You're going to need some type of regular paper or notebook paper or colorful construction paper. You might also print the template for a hat from the Passage website and our information packet for what the front of the hat and the shield would look like. You're going to need markers and crayons, scissors, some type of sturdy tape, and a little bit of glue or glue stick. So now, let's talk about how to make a hat. I started with a paper plate. It was colorful on one side, and I flipped it over to the colorable side. I drew a line where I want to make a cut. I'm going to cut all the way around the circle bottom part of my plate, and I'm going to cut into the center of my plate. Now I can cut around the outer edge. We're going to do this twice. So the next part that you're going to do is you're going to take this part of your hat and you're going to have to size it to your head. So if you can see my head right now, I'm trying it on. And I'm kind of feeling that there's probably half a paper plate that needs to go around the back part of my head. If I put it on the front, you can really see I need more paper plate in between those two edges. So I'm going to cut kind of like a smiley face worth of paper plate, and I'm going to tape it to one end of my hat brim. You can use Scotch tape or masking tape, anything you need. So now that I have a completed hat brim that's taped in place and sized to my head, I can make the front part of my hat. I have my markers ready to color and draw the front part of my hat. Let's see. If you want to create the fire person's hat, you're going to need red and black and maybe some gold or yellow. I'm going to start with an outline. I'll start in red so it shows up really well. You can use a simple shape to create the outer outline of your hat. This is a semicircle. Now I think I'm going to do the crest. If you would like, you can download the template for a hat with an already drawn crest. There you go. Otherwise, you could draw your own. I went down and up like a W. I made 2 lines that go out like that. My lines swoop in, swoop out, and come to a point at the bottom. It's symmetrical. That means it's the same on both sides if you divide it down the middle. Now I just have to color it. I'm going to fill in my whole fire person's hat with red. I'm using marker today. You could use paint, you could use crayons, anything you like. Once you're finished coloring in your fire person's hat, you're going to need to cut it out. You might want to add some decorations to your fire person's crest. I'm going to make a symbol for the fire, color that in. Maybe I'll even write some words. Let's see. I think I'll write fire and I'm going to write DEPT. That's a shorter version of department. Fire department. Now I'm ready to cut this out. Got my scissors. Cut around the edge. Cycle that. Now I'm ready to attach my fire person's hat. I'm going to use a little slat cut technique. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. However many slots go across, little cuts that go across the bottom of your hat brim, front of your hat. And I'm going to fold them like this. Now, when I curve this shape, I'll be able to glue on these little paper feet. So I'm going to take some glue. Dot, 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 all the way across. And then flip it back over, and I can glue it right down to my hat. Press down, maybe count to 10, so you know your hat is holding well. 1 Mississippi, 2 alligator, 3 crocodile, 4 something something. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Yeah, that ought to stay pretty well. If you're not sure, borrow a stapler or some tape.
Hello, Fireman Rich.
May I ask you for some help?
Well, of course, sir.
I need some help washing the fire truck to get it ready for the big fire convention next week.
Of course, my friend. Let me go grab a bucket and some soapy water.
Ah, that will be wonderful. I have some sponges that I can bring. Thank you so much, sir.
Anytime, sir.
Wow. These are great.
It's so much fun to make believe you're other people.
Especially when those people are those who help make our community successful.
Thank you so much, Karen.
No problem. But now I've got to run. I have a lot of other hats to make. See you both later.
Bye.
I'm so glad there are so many members of our community that can help us learn and grow.
Yes, from our community's artists to its teachers to its city workers, there are a lot of people around that we can look for examples of what we want to be when we grow up.
In today's exercise, I would say it's pretty fun to be an actor.
Or a costume designer.
You can send pictures of your hats to info@passestheater.org, and we'll make sure that they get shared on the Passage social media pages. Join us anytime after November 23rd for our last online elementary learning lab. In that episode, we're going to learn about what we can do to help others in our community.
Ooh, I can't wait. See you next time, friends.
Bye, everyone.